Everything is expensive when it comes to PC gaming in 2026. So the best thing to do is to build the cheapest possible gaming PC. No point in overpaying for more expensive stuff. So a PC like this right next to me, you can put together anywhere in the world for under $500. Yes. Now you have to do some tough decisions to get there, but all of you can make those decisions and actually make this happen relatively easily. And you can also sell this for a little profit if you're into PC flipping. With that said, welcome back at ImWateringPSUs, and let's see how we're building the absolute best value for money game PC for 1080p high refresh rate. Well, everything starts yet again with a mystery AliExpress CPU. Now, if you're new to the channel, I've been covering those for quite a long time, so I recommend at this point you just go check out the other videos. They're basically laptop adapted CPUs with a strange lightning sign on top of them, with a dual PCB for which you have to adapt your motherboard. Now, the motherboard in question, which you need to adapt, you better buy on AliExpress for cheap. They're brand new motherboards and they're very cheap. Again, I made a tier list on what you can get for the CPU. Today I went with an i7-13700HX, and for the motherboard, a pretty easy machinist B760 GT4. It's not the best motherboard, but it works. Now, to cool the CPU off, if you're not overclocking, or if you are overclocking not too much, again, for that refer to the other videos. It's a pretty important part, because by overclocking the CPU you can get 50% more performance. You can make do with a cheap air cooler, again from AliExpress. What I have here is a Metalfish ZH1200. This is actually not a great CPU cooler. I reviewed the ZH1400, which was a lot better, and it used to cost the same. You can buy this for about $12, and that's what you should aim for. But for the ZH1400, even if you have to pay a hefty $5 over, prefer the other model if you can. On to the RAM and storage, the tricky part. Well, for RAM, we are adapting some laptop RAM. We're using a laptop CPU, we may as well use laptop RAM. You just need to buy an adapter on AliExpress. There are some pros and cons for that, and again, I have a full video about it on the channel, talking about adapting SODIMM RAM to avoid the shortage. But with a simple $3 per stick, so $6 for the whole build, you can put together a PC spending regular pricing of about this summer for the RAM, because laptop RAM, especially DDR4, is very cheap. And again, with this motherboard we have DDR4 running. That's also why we are building on LGA1700. Now, storage. Now here, this is probably the most difficult decision for me, because I've been a very big advocate of getting rid of hard disks pretty much, and also SATA SSDs. I wasn't really using them on my builds anymore. I think the last time I used them was over a year ago. And yet today, here I am with a 240 gigs SSD plus 1 terabyte hard drive. They are very used, but the good thing about those is they are very much available on the used market for very cheap. You can buy an SSD like this for about $10 if you pick it up locally, and a hard disk for about the same price, maybe $15, really, if you want to overpay for it. They haven't really gone up in pricing yet. If everyone starts buying them, they will, but there's not enough demand. So even if you see people raising prices on those things, there isn't enough demand, so you can just lowball them and buy them for proper low price. Now, GPU. You want to get an RTX 4060, nothing else. It's the cheapest thing you can buy. When I say nothing else, actually, let me rephrase that. Either that or a 3060 Ti or even a 3060, if you know who's selling it, or if you think the seller is reputable. Because remember, those graphics cards have gone through quite a lot of mining, and a lot of them, they are towards end of life. You're starting to get fans problem, temperature problems, which are not as easily fixable as a repaste. Generally not really worth it. A 4060 is still relatively new. If you buy one with under 2 years of age, it should be very good. You just open it up, repaste it. This one was going at 104 degrees on the memory when I bought it, but after a quick repaste with some Arctic MX6, it's now going cooler and quieter and with a slower fan speed, and it's working perfectly fine. I had to get a mono fan because the market is tough, but I was able to pay just $150 for this. So if we count it all up, we're talking $20 for the storage, 25, $15 for the cooler, about $150 for the GPU, which is your most expensive part, $130 for the CPU with coupons, about 50 to $60 for the motherboard with coupons, $3 times 2, $6 for the adapters, about $40 for the RAM is what you're expecting to pay for 16 gigabytes of DDR4. At that point, you just throw in a cheap case. This one is a Nova Phobia L202, and it was on discount on Amazon on Amazon, guys, for 30 bucks. So I bought this one, and the PSU, I made some bad choices and also bought it on Amazon brand new for 25 bucks. It's a very bad power supply, but since we're going with a laptop CPU, which draws 50 watts, and since we're going with a 4060, which is one of the most efficient cards out there, we don't need any more than 300 watts, and this PSU is called a 550 watts PSU, but if you read the label, it says it clearly, it's actually a 350 watt PSU, which is all we need. We can't upgrade this PC. We have adapted RAM, adapted CPU, budget cooler, terrible hard disk, terrible SSD, mono fan GPU. It's not pretty, but it works very well. And you're not overspending. And since you're paying so little, even if it's gonna be not really something people would buy in a while from now when things get back to normal, if they do, this is still gonna serve you very well. And I will cover that with a bit of benchmarks. First of all, take a look at the CPU-Z performance for this CPU. For a CPU so cheap, that's very impressive. And it does all that while staying at a peak of 60 degrees with this air cooler. And now if we take a look at the Firestrike score, this is very good, and the close to 10K scoring combined shows that this PC works very well altogether. Just a few years back, 3 to 4 years back, to get this kind of performance, we would have had to pay about 1,500 bucks. So getting all of this for 500 is amazing. The GPU also has DLSS, which is gonna help you for high resolution gaming, but as you can see from the footage, for 1080p gaming, we can almost reach the 240 FPS mark on Apex Legends. On average, we are at about 200 with everything on competitive settings, which is still pretty good and allows you for a smooth gaming experience. On Warzone, we are slightly slower, about 180 FPS average, but still very good. And on Fortnite, we are able to actually hit the 240 FPS mark relatively consistently. So this is what I recommend you guys buy if you want to build something today and are very money strapped and you don't want to waste your money, even though we are in a very bad period with DRAM and GPU shortages. But as usual, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think this is decent? Do you think it's really bad? If it's really bad, don't worry, just tell me, I don't mind, but tell me how to improve it. And if you're doing something similar, let me know down below. Drop a like and subscribe. You can also now become a member to support the channel. And see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.